Welcome back to another lazy Sunday. I am going to be tackling something that I've avoided doing for quite some time, and this is that little audio Tesla device. It's been so long since I bought this thing, I'm not even quite sure what it's called, but I do know what it does. So it has a coil that gets excited with lots and lots of volts, and that spark that kicks out into the air runs with the audio frequency coming in. I don't know exactly how it works. I know what happens when you plug stuff in, but we're going to be doing it, and it takes 24 volts, I think, and the spark coming out can be really painful, so that's why I've sort of avoided it. Lots of people have done this before. I've seen quite a few videos on the internet of people doing this, so I thought I would give it a go. Oh, that's interesting. It comes with a little neon bulb. I don't know if you can see that very well. There we are. It's very cool, isn't it? So this is going to be used when it's running. You'll be able to hold it near and it should light up. So let's go about looking at which components we're going to be putting in first. We're going to go with the smaller components first. Got a couple of heat sinks for these, which are I don't recognize them. They're both different. So BD243C and the 80NF70. I don't know what they are. We'll look them up though at some point. Got a little DC jack. I wonder if I've got something that will plug into that. Yeah. Okay, my laptop power supply will plug in, and it is 19 volts. That is fine. That will do okay. Hopefully center pole positive. So we've got some standoffs and some screws, some resistors, an LED, a big old capacitor with no markings on it. It's a weird shaped one. All right. A couple more resistors, another LED, and an electrolytic capacitor, and one of these audio things. Okay, I'm a little apprehensive about the whole thing, but it'll be okay, I'm sure. I haven't really done anything with such high voltage before. It's not even high voltage, is it? It's not high voltage. It's just 4 times more than I'm used to, really. So let's get our resistors in. Are they all the same? Right, so we've got 2 10K resistors here, and we've got 2 2K resistors here. So let's pop these in. We'll start with the 10K. And there's one just here. And a 2K just over here. Incidentally, I don't know what I'm going to plug into this. I really don't want to plug my phone into something like this. So I might see if I can find my MP3 player. And another 10K. Where's that going? And 2K just over here. Now, I don't know if you saw the previous, oh, come on now. Come on. There we go. I don't know if you saw my previous video on the binary clock. Well, most of the parts have arrived now. I'm just waiting on some resistors to arrive. So these are 0805 resistors, and I need some, what are they, 6.8 meg ones. And I think there's another value I can't recall, but everything else has arrived. I've got loads and loads of these sort of Farnell packets. So in here we've got, what is that? The 4081, that's the quad and gate, I think. Right, so we've got those in. And now let's look at this. So it's a 105, so what is that, a 10 microfarad? No, 1 followed by 5 zeros. I don't know. It goes in here anyway. Yeah, 1000 nanofarad? I don't know. Someone will have to tell me. We've got an electrolytic here. It's a 10 UF, 10 microfarad. I feel a little bit out of practice doing lazy Sunday videos. Feels like I've not done one for some time. Now, which way round do the LEDs go? Surely that is going to make a difference. We'll come back to that. I would imagine the white one would go here and the red one would go here, but I am not sure. So let's just solder this up and then we'll come back to that, shall we? Gonna need a little bit of blue tack. I have some Frankenstein blue tack today. Some white and blue mixed together. What I should really use is just I had a board holder somewhere. I had it somewhere, it's gone. It's just to hold this steady when I solder, it's for no other reason. Right. I can't really remember who else has done this. I remember commenting on someone's. But it was a while back when I first got this, I think. Yeah, so the binary clock kit is well on its way to being completed. I say that, I'm not entirely sure. The thing is, I can say it's going to be completed as much as I like. Where are those snips? I think they're upstairs. These ones will have to do. Yeah, I can say it's going to be completed as much as I like, but unfortunately I haven't tried out the prototype yet, and so when I do, I'll know whether it's actually going to work or not. And if it doesn't, we're going to have to redesign the board and figure out why it doesn't work. So it will mean going back to the breadboard, which I haven't taken apart yet, thankfully. But I am really, really looking forward to releasing it. So what I'll do is I've got the 20 kits that I'll end up producing. I'll put them on one of those websites, Tindy. Well, that's a bit annoying. I've just lost some footage. I don't know when it stopped recording, but it corrupted whatever the file was. So I've done a bit more, unfortunately, and you've missed out. So this is where we are. I was talking about, I've just reviewed the last file that worked, and I was talking about the binary clock. And I think I ended on saying Tindy. And that's the website I'm going to look at using. So let's carry on with this, shall we? So what I've done now is I've got the resistors soldered in, the weird capacitor that's 105, which is 1000 nanofarad, except it might not be. We've got our 10 microfarad capacitor in there, our 2K and 10K resistors, our DC jack, and our audio input jack. And now we just need to put these in. This is what you missed, me putting these things together, which are the two MOSFETs. I think they're MOSFETs. I haven't actually looked it up. In fact, I should. Right, I've just looked it up, and in fact, this one here is an N-channel MOSFET, and this one is an NPN transistor. So it was both. So there we go. There we go, and then just turn them upside down. They should hold themselves in, perfect. Okay, so I'll bring you in a bit closer for this. Let's get soldering. Oh, I turned the soldering iron off. I forgot. I'll just put a bit of flux on here. You know, it's extremely frustrating when you lose footage because there's literally no way of me going back because everything I've done is permanent. So all the soldering done. It's a shame. But that's what you get from trying to record 4K on a card that's probably not capable. Right, is that heated up? Not yet. So yeah, I'm at the stage with that board that I need to just get the prototype done, and then once that is done, well, if it works, otherwise we're going to have to redesign it. I always say we. It's like sharing responsibility, so I don't have to be the guy that gets everything wrong. Come on now, I need a bit more of an angle here. It's pretty awkward with the camera right above this blooming thing. I can't really get the iron round where I want it to be. There we go. Ah, good. Now it's just the heat sinks to solder in place, and that's just a structural thing. But they're going to take a fair bit of heat to solder on. Jeez. Okay. I think that'll do. I don't think they need to be, it's not electrically connected, but it's just a structural thing. So I'll just sort of tack them on. There we go. Ah, well, it's sort of slightly wonky, isn't it? Never mind. Right, last thing is some LEDs. So let's bung these in. I'm going to go with LED 1 being the blue one and LED 2 being the red one. Again, I don't particularly know. I mean, this one doesn't have a resistor attached, so it could be either one, couldn't it? Let's just sort of ping those legs out to keep it in for a second. Perfect. And then we'll solder that together. Oh, I haven't found my MP3 player yet. I should have done that while I was recording, while I was finding out how much of that footage was corrupted. Soldering iron's a little bit hot. There we go. Just straighten these up a little bit. They're fine. Snip those legs off. Oh, they're not going to ping off, good. Well, if it wasn't obvious that I didn't know what I was doing before, it certainly will be now, because we're getting to the bit where this is all just a mystery to me. We've got the coil here, and this is its primary winding, and so that needs to wrap around it once. According to the picture, again, there are no instructions with this at all, so a lot of this is just guesswork. And yeah, fun guesswork though, fun at least. So I need to glue this coil onto the PCB. So I have no idea which way up it goes. I'm just going to assume either way will be fine. It is essentially a symmetrical thing, right? So a bit of shit. I mean, whoops. I'll bleep that. Bit of super glue on there. That will do. and then I'll just pop it there. Please work. Oh, okay. Maybe. We'll be back in a second. Right, so I've glued it on. It seems to be pretty fixed. And then we've got this enameled wire here that we need to solder on. Now, in the past, it's never worked out very well for me, where the soldering iron, the heat of the solder, is meant to melt that enamel. So I'm just going to rough it up a little bit. Only a small amount, just to get a few bits off, so it's a bit more likely to solder. So let's just give that a go, shall we? Oh, we're going to fall over? No, we're okay. So this is side one of the primary winding I'm going to be soldering in. It's quite precariously placed here, so hopefully, there we go, good, done. And then just wrap it round all the way. No, hang on, which way's the best way to do it? Round like that, I guess. There's still, oh god, there's super glue on the coil that I've just got on my fingers. Oh, sugars. There we go. If you could stay in, that would be fantastic. I just want you to stay in for a second, and then I'll just push it in. There we go, perfect. Right. I mean, I've got a lot of extra cable here. Doesn't seem right, does it? Oh no, I cut too much off now. I hope not. That's going to go in, isn't it? Oh, come on now. Oh, what have you done? Finally, there we go. Ready to solder. I've got blue tack. Blue tack? I've got super glue all over my fingers now. There we go. Okay. I think we're done. Right, turns out I might not have been wearing my microphone there for a bit, so you're going to have to settle for camera audio. However, let's just move that out of my way so that I don't catch it. I've got 19 volts here, and that's going to go straight in, I hope, and it's not going to kill me. Make sure the desk is clear of metal bits. Should I unplug it first? No, let's just go for it. Oh, we've got a red light on, and oh, I can see, in fact, let's turn the light off here. Can you see that? Oh, I can smell it too. Well, that tiny little blue thing there is sparking away. And I can smell, is it ozone? Is that what I can smell? But we have a neon bulb somewhere, don't we, that we were meant to hold up near it. Ah, here it is. Well, there we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Maybe even more. That is cool. Let's have a light back on, shall we? Right, let's unplug this for now. How hot did it get? Very, very hot. Ouch. God, okay. That is really, really hot. Yikes. I guess now we've got to plug in some music, haven't we? Right, so I've got my crappy little Sansa Clip MP3 player that I still use. And I'm going to use this instead of plugging my much more expensive phone in. So let's get it all plugged in to start with, and then we'll plug in the power. Because I'm slightly frightened of this. We'll see. So I'll just press play. Right, it's playing now. So now we're going to plug in the power and I hope nothing really terrible happens. Oh my word, it's working. Can you hear that? I'm going to bring that's cool. I'll see if I can bring the mic near. It might cause extreme interference. That's pretty good. I'm quite impressed with that. So I'm going to unplug it now though, because it got really, really hot before. It's interesting. I think it might be, I mean, that's already very hot to the touch. And it's only been on like 20 seconds. So a fan might be a good idea for this thing. So I'm going to consider that done, finished. But I would just like to say, sorry, it's not been a brilliant one, has it? Sometimes these things work out. Sometimes I'm not very good at a particular kit or whatever, but it actually has been quite fun. It's taken, what, an hour and a half in total with all the video failures and stuff like that. So I've enjoyed it. And hopefully you have maybe not enjoyed it, but, you know, come along the way with me, at least to the finish. Other people did this much better. I remember watching Adam Welch do this, and his video is like 10 minutes long or something, so he did it really, really quickly. Plus, he understands how all this works, which isn't why you come to me, because I don't really understand everything. I just like playing with it. Still, slightly disappointed that I had all the video problems, but still fairly happy. All right, next time we'll do something that's a bit more in my wheelhouse, as it were. So we've got one of these matrix kits I thought we'd play with. So that will be fun. All right, I'll speak to you next time.